Well, good morning. It's another fine day here in Middle Georgia. Sun shining. It's actually very comfortable. I think the high today is supposed to be 80 at the most, so that'll be nice. But got to get back on this jubilee. That is what it is. It is a Ford Jubilee. After doing some looking and verifying, I talked with a couple of people, and we knew it wasn't a 600. I wasn't sure about an 8 in, 9 in, but after talking to a couple of people, it was not that. So I believe it is a Jubilee. But so what we're going to do is, like I told you, I think I did a video on this a while back with a couple other projects. We've got to go through. We did determine that he does not have a fuel issue with this. It is a ignition issue. So we're going to look at replacing the distributor cap. We're going to go on and do a tune-up on it, replace the spark plugs. We're going to go on and put a new coil in because this one is very old, and I'm not 100% sure it's still good. I could test it. I could ohm it out with a meter and see if it's good, but it was on the tractor when the gentleman bought it, and he's had it for about 7 or 8 years. So we're going to go on and replace it because we don't know the age of it. We're going to redo the wire going from the coil to the distributor. We're going to put in a new ignition switch, because remember, the ignition switch on this doesn't matter if it's on or off. You can actually crank it up. And then we're also going to do a couple other things. So I've ordered a new O-ring and screen for the fuel bowl to help keep sediment out of it. So we're going to do that. We're going to put an oil filter on this. This system has a older filter. It's a canister style, and you put an element in it and whatnot. The gentleman would like to convert it to a oil filter that he could go to a local auto parts store and purchase. So we're going to put that kit on. We're going to repair one of the battery cables because he has black cables for both positive and negative. So with that being a safety issue, I want to replace the battery cables. And like I said, we've got new points. We've got a new coil. We've got a new distributor cap, rotor button, all of that. So we're going to go in and replace all of that and get this thing running, hopefully in a couple hours. So. Okay, so you saw me change the spark plugs, and I checked the gaps to 25 thousandths. So I just have a feeler gauge. A couple of them we had to adjust, but most of them, the 2 of them were dead on. Now we've got the coil. Make sure, especially with older tractors, make sure you're using the correct coil. This tractor has been converted from a generator and a 6-volt system to an alternator and a 12-volt system. So we've got a coil for a 12-volt system without a resistor block, because the resistor block is up here in the dash. So make sure you get the correct coil. You can get them with an internal resistor or a resistor block, so make sure you're using the right one. Alright, y'all, so I've removed the air filter that goes right here. You can see it right there. Because I want to get good access to this solenoid, I need to change some of the wiring in here. This will wire onto the solenoid going to the new ignition switch we just put in. I've got to put the new battery cable in and run some new wiring over to the distributor. So let me get that done and then I'll bring you back. Alright y'all, so this one's ready to go. As you can see, we've converted it over to the oil filter. In order to do that, oops, sorry, I had to take this cartridge off. Take the outside can right here, we took it off. Under it, there's this element with a bolt going through it, and you have a threaded nut that threads into the block of the tractor. And so we took this off, took the cover off. We had to put a insert into the block that allows this filter to be screwed on. You put the block off plate with the O-ring gasket behind it, and then you can screw on the oil filter. So we did that. We got all of our wiring straightened up. We did an oil change on it. I'm charging the battery right now so he can come pick it up. We put new spark plugs, new spark plug wires, a new distributor cap, coil, points, and we also put a new key in it. So I'm really happy to see this finished. Like I said, it's not the prettiest job in the world, but it's done. Oh yeah, and we put a new key. Let's see if I can get it in here right. There we go. We put a new key, if you can see. It doesn't start with the key in the off position. You turn it over,